Hey, everybody out there. This is Only You, a podcast made to talk about the decision to have an only child, the stigma surrounding it, and stories and anecdotes from people who've lived it. I'm Jess.
I'm Pierce.
And this is mini episode 9, 2 Truths and a Lie.
Why don't you tell the listeners what this is all about?
So we wanted to do these mini episodes because we just really don't have the time to do a full-length episode every week.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have an interview lined up for this week. And we've been kind of thinking about ways that we can make mini episodes that are fun and sort of light.
Something that's not so intense and negative, because
Sure.
a lot of this is just talking about all the negativity. So
Yeah.
let's have some fun.
Yeah, so we wanted to have fun. And one of my favorite things to do is play games. I like inventing games. And game nights before the pandemic used to be like a huge part of my friend group. We'd play Dare Jenga, where I would write dares on little Jenga tiles, and you'd pull them out, and you would either do the dare or do a shot. And that used to be how we would have fun with our friends, pre-pandemic and pre-Penny.
Yep, that's right. Jess is known, just so everyone is aware, Jess has been known to bend the rules. She makes these games, and then she also makes up the rules and changes the rules on a whim. So
I do that.
I suspect that we might see that in this game too.
Yes.
So this game, Jess and I have each prepared, and when I say prepared, I mean just do the smallest amount of research.
We really wanted to come into it with like almost no information.
Yeah. We've each prepared a list of 3 celebrities, I guess you could say. Musicians, actors, politicians. Maybe not politicians,
Just
but
public figures, really.
yeah. People that are very well known. And there's going to be 2 truths and a lie. 2 of those people on the 3 list are only children, and one of them is not. Does that make sense? Did I explain it?
Yeah, 2
clearly?
truths and a lie. 2
Okay.
only children, 1 non-only child, and we list our 3, and then you have to guess which
Yep.
one is the non-only child. And then we're going to talk a little bit about why the people that we've chosen conform to the stereotype of only children or don't conform to it, or why
Mhm.
the one who isn't an only child, maybe it's obvious that they aren't, things like that.
Yep. And we realized when we were talking about this, we probably won't be able to do this for every mini episode because there just aren't that many only child, public figures, well-known public figures. So if Jess brought up the point, if we keep drawing from the same pool of the small pool of people, we're going to run out of people.
Or there might
Pretty
be a
quickly.
lot, but there's only so many articles about it, So the
Yeah.
articles will name 25 or 50 even. And
Yeah. And-
once we both know that list of 50, we're not really going to be able to, guess which one is the lie as
Yeah.
easily.
I mean, we could just keep getting more and more obscure, these people,
Yeah.
like this prime minister of this country that served from, whatever.
Sure.
Like,
And actually, that's a good point. If any of you have only children that you want to include in the 2 truths and a lie segment that you think we might not know of or that aren't that publicly recognized,
mhm.
feel free to send them in. It would be funny if it was like Jennifer C's great aunt.
Wow.
Get really obscure. This is a good time to mention, of course, that you can always email us at onlyyoupod@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Only You, a One and Done podcast, or Instagram at Only You Podcast. You can give us ideas for fun games and mini episodes. We do a lot of interviews for these. We also have a couple other segments kind of planned out, but they're always just going to be kind of light and a little bit...
Less rehearsed.
Yeah, I guess that's a little less researched,
Yeah.
more off the cuff.
So let's just get into it.
Okay.
I think that you should do one, then I'll do one, and then you do one. We'll go back and forth.
Okay.
Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I want to start because you gave me a hint earlier that all of yours have the same name. Is that right?
That's right.
So I have a feeling that I know one of yours, which is like a second layer of the game. So I'm already winning because I guessed one of yours.
If you guess it right, I'll be impressed. There's not the group of only children celebrities isn't that small.
Okay. Are you ready for my first one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Weird Al.
Weird Al. See, I actually saw
You
that
did.
he was an only child when I was doing my research. So I will guess that, yes, he is an only child. Am I?
You're correct.
I am
Yes,
correct.
he
Okay.
is. What's interesting about Weird Al is that his son is also an only child. So he's an only child with an only child.
I wonder how likely that is. You know, I think you hear sometimes only children complaining as they get older, you know, like, oh, I didn't have a sibling.
Right.
Like, and so they're more likely to give or to have multiple children. But I don't know. I guess it's probably 50-50, I guess. I don't know.
I don't think we have any statistics to back that up.
No, I don't think there's any way we can.
So, all right, you already know one of my truths.
Okay, Weird Al. So is there anything that really jumps out at you, you know, where you were like, yep, that makes sense. Weird Al, only children? There's no way he has siblings.
Just the sort of life of the party, super confident guy. I mean, he started his career making fun of, like, making parody songs when it wasn't really a thing yet, you know?
I like to imagine maybe he discovered he had this talent of creating parody songs because maybe he had a great imagination and a lot of creativity. Maybe he was in his room alone,
sure,
and was just making up songs, and he thought that was funny. And
just him and his record player or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We need to get him on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And his son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's our next get.
Weird Al, we know you're listening out there. Give us, get clacking on those keyboards.
Okay. All right, you do your first one.
Okay. Now, do I want to give you the lie first or the truth? Okay. Robert De Niro.
Ooh, Robert De Niro. Interesting. Okay, so when you said Weird Al, I had read on one of those lists that Al Pacino was one of them. That's why. Anyway, it doesn't matter now.
What? Yeah, what?
Because they have been in movies together. I think, The Godfather. They were in The Godfather.
I haven't seen that.
Okay. I don't think I have either. I also Googled it, and they're best friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Best friends, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know very much about Robert De Niro. He has kind eyes.
Yep.
And
he's a good-looking fella.
He is. Yeah, he's very handsome. He has a commanding presence. If I had to guess, I kind of would say that one was the lie.
Really? Why do you think that? Does he seem like a brotherly kind of guy?
He does. Yeah, he seems like he could be somebody's big brother. Maybe it's just because he like older man vibe. Like he seems very like a leader.
Yeah.
But that could be an only child too. You know, they definitely have that attribute. So I'm saying a soft no right now. That it's not him, but I want to wait to hear your other two.
I was going to say, it's funny, when we were talking about the concept of this game, for this episode, we had to choose just 3 general public figures. But like the one rule that we made was they had to be born after 1970. Right. And I clearly didn't listen to you at all. So
I don't know when Weird Al was born, to be fair. I didn't, like I said, I did almost no research.
He's old, but I think he's 73.
We'll find out sometime.
He was born in 1973. He's not 73 years old.
Okay, so we already know Weird Al, to be fair, but I think we should wait until the end to actually do our guesses.
Okay.
But we can talk them through a little bit, but let's wait till the end to actually guess.
Sure. Okay, your turn.
So, like I said, soft, not sure on him.
Okay. A soft, not sure? You have to say yes or no.
No, I don't. I get to guess at the end. Because I should be able to hear all of my options before I guess.
Okay, well, if you say not, I don't know, at the end.
I'm not going to.
I'm going to walk out of here.
Okay. All right, my next one, Zoe Deschanel.
Do
you know who that is?
Yes, I know who that is. Zoe. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, she's in New Girl. She's in Elf.
500 Days of Summer. We just watched that.
With Jogo. Jogo Lev. I don't think that she is an only child. I think you're lying big time.
Oh, wow. Why don't you think so?
I don't know. Just my intuition. Just my...
That's interesting for a podcast.
What?
Why do you think that? I don't know. Just my gut.
That's listening to my gut. I feel like Zoe puts off very sibling vibe.
I don't know, though. She seems really...
she married Ben Gibbard.
Okay.
And Ben seems like he wouldn't marry an only child.
What?
That's
why?
Well, you want me to get into that? That's a whole nother podcast.
Okay. You're right. We'll have to do that for Two Truths and a Lie music edition.
Yep.
So I don't know. I picked her because when I was looking for people, I thought of her as someone who definitely seems like a leader. She seems like she has a very vivid imagination to me. She seems like she's charismatic and she keeps a positive attitude. She seems really like self-sufficient.
Okay.
So I don't know. We'll find out at the end. What's your next one?
My next one is he's a shark. Robert Herjavec.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay.
Also born before 1970.
So Pierce doesn't play by the rules at all because he doesn't know the rules. I do cheat because I know the rules better than anybody else.
The rules, they're meant to be broken.
Oh, okay. Okay, so for Robert, I know his backstory that he comes from...
You know his backstory?
He says it in the beginning of the Shark Tank.
So you already know?
No. I know he came from like sort of humble beginnings and where did he come from?
Croatia.
Okay, Croatia. Because it says the beginning of Shark Tank when it does his little thing that he had to build his empire like for his parents' sake or something like that. Yeah,
I read that his father, he kept getting thrown in jail because he was like speaking out against communism.
Wow.
So.
Oh my gosh. So knowing that, that's part of the reason I didn't want to do anybody before 1970 because I feel like families in that era just had more children. I don't know that for sure, though. So I'm going to guess he's the lie.
Okay.
Because Robert De Niro seems very charismatic to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know your third yet. So right now, Herjavec is my guess for the lie.
Okay.
Okay. My third one is Russell Brand.
Russell Brand.
You might know him from my all-time favorite movie, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Russell Brand. I'm going to have to I am confident that Russell Brand is an only child.
Really?
I feel like I would put money on that.
Wow.
Like
why?
I feel like he just kind of fits all of the stereotypes. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
No, I think I like where you're going. I like the confidence. I agree. It seems like no one in the world has ever told him no. Ever.
Right. Yeah. I would, yeah. I don't know. Do better.
Me?
I feel like I already know.
Wow.
An only child.
Do better. Okay. So you think he just screams only child with like his confidence, his like kind of ultra charisma, and just the way he portrays himself and walks about the world. You just think that's an only child. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
So who do you think my lie is?
I think your lie is Zooey Deschanel. I think she has some siblings.
Okay.
Because Ben.
Because of Ben.
He wouldn't marry an only child.
But that's so rude to only children. Because Ben like needs more support from a family because he's so sad.
I don't know why Ben chooses. I don't know why. I don't know why he feels that way. But
I need the listeners to know that even though we're from the Seattle area, we don't know Ben Gibbard. We don't know him at all.
I have no idea. Okay. I've never met
him. They need to know that because you keep calling him Ben as if you know him. All right, you do your third.
My third is he's a vampire. He lives in Aberdeen, Washington, and he starred in the movie Twilight. My third is none other than Robert Pattinson. Robert
Pattinson of Twilight. Yep. I don't know much about him.
What?
I've never seen Twilight.
Me neither.
I can kind of imagine what he looks like in my mind.
Okay. Let me tell you about Twilight.
Okay.
He goes to school.
But this is the fictional character.
Yeah, what's your point?
Okay, just go ahead.
He falls in love with a girl. He's a vampire.
Okay, you already said that.
And, I mean, how can a vampire have siblings?
Okay, so I don't think any of that's relevant, but from what I've seen in tabloids or on the internet, he
Yeah.
does seem to be kind of like a sort of solemn loner type dude.
Well, that's just the vampire in him.
Yeah, but you never see him like partying. You know, he always seems like a little bit subdued. So I'm going to guess that he's not an only child because he doesn't seem to have the outgoing kind of class clown spirit of the only child to me.
Okay.
So for mine, I'm guessing that he's the lie and your other two Roberts are only children, although I really thought Herjavec was not. Yours are hard because I don't really know much about any of these people.
So you think that you're determining that Robert Pattinson is a lie because he doesn't like to party?
Okay. Well, you're fighting me on it, which makes me think that I'm right because you don't want to lose. All right. Yep, that's my guess.
Okay.
So I'll go first. You are correct. Zoe Deschanel is the youngest of two. She has an older sister.
Okay.
Um,
Claire Deschanel.
I don't know her name.
I have no idea.
Could be Claire.
Yeah.
But
Ben's sister-in-law.
I don't think so. They aren't married.
They're
She's
not
with
anymore?
a different guy. No, she's with like
Oh.
one of those guys who does the home renovation shows, and I think he's a twin. I don't know.
Cly?
No,
Wait, no. I mean, Ty Livingston?
I don't think so. Not the extreme home makeover guy.
Move that bus.
Anyway, she definitely. Once I realized that, I did kind of see the youngest sibling in her.
Yeah.
You know, the sort of like people pleaser, the kind of like naive,
Oh,
but winningly naive
yeah.
vibe. She just seems like a really sweet person. Not to say only children can't be any of this stuff, but she just seems, I don't know. She just seems like a little sister to me. So once I learned it, I kind of made it make sense in my mind, I guess.
Okay, so we were both right.
Really?
Yeah.
I got it right with Robert?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Pattinson.
Pattinson?
I think I read that he was like the youngest, again, like the youngest of 3 or something. So Robert De Niro is an only child.
Interesting.
Robert Herjavec, also an only child, which, yeah, I thought that was a good one.
It was a really good one.
Because, yeah, I thought the same thing. Like, you know, families from back then, it was much more common, especially, and I don't know this for sure, but I feel like Croatia and a lot of more Eastern European countries have larger families. I don't know
I'm
that
not sure.
for sure, but
We'll talk a little bit more about that in the next episode about feminism and like the roots of family sizes and stuff.
yeah, Robert Herjavec was my first pick, and then I saw Robert De Niro, and I was like, oh, 2 Roberts, better make it a third. And I think literally, like, if you just search Robert in Google, the first thing that like automates is Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
So, boom, Robert Pattinson was my third, and he is the lie. So, congratulations.
And did you say he was the youngest?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also the youngest.
Well, I'm proud of myself. I think I said no to all of yours. Like, I don't think I ever said one of them seemed like an only child to me.
No, you played it very safe.
But he definitely did not give me an only child vibe because the other two definitely seem charismatic and larger than life. And they have that sort of quality, that unstoppable quality that we tend to see in only children. And, you know, you have to also consider the source that we're talking about celebrities. So these are only children who are also pushed into performance roles.
Right.
So they already had that within them. And then, you know, to move on to that career.
When I don't know why I wanted to do a shark from Shark Tank, but I also looked up Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, and I'm pretty sure it said that he had a brother. So,
well, this has been very interesting and silly and fun.
Yeah, this has been fun. Make of this what you will, and we'll do it again
Yeah.
sometime. Can you remind all of our listeners what next week's episode is about?
Sure. Next week's episode is all about feminism and how it paved the way to a lot of people deciding to be one and done or none and done. We definitely want to talk a little bit about parents who decided not to have any children.
Mm-hmm.
And basically how it empowered people to wait a little bit longer to have children or to put their career first or whatever paths in their lives led them to only having one child.
Yeah.
We think it's really interesting. I'm particularly passionate about it as a feminist, and we've already gotten some really cool emails. So feel free to write in at onlyyoupod@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at Only You a One and Done Podcast and Instagram at Only You Podcast. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please leave a review. We could really use them. They help us be seen by lots and lots more people. Anyhow, thanks for listening to this silly mini episode.
Tell us what you thought. Was it lame?
Yeah.
Was it funny? Do you want to, should we do it again?
Or do you want a different game? Because we could do a lot of games.
Lots of games. Maybe a guess who. Oh, man. Does your only child have a mustache?
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening, and hopefully we'll talk soon.
Toodaloo.